Hi, it's Jane with Scraptastic Yarns, and today we have Movie and a Stitch. I bring to you today my Q movie. Now, I told you that I thought about I would just watch Quigley Down Under, but I didn't. It's one of my favorite movies because of Tom Selleck and, Alan Rickman being the bad guy. And I'll tell you, it took me 3 times watching it. 3 times watching it to realize Alan Rickman, the bad guy, was Professor Snape. So, what I chose to watch for my Q movie was The Quick and the Dead. And this is the 1995 version. The Quick and the Dead is a 1995 American revisionist Western film directed by Sam Raimi. And I love a lot of things that Sam Raimi does. And it starred Sharon Stone, Gene Hackman, Russell Crowe, and Leonardo DiCaprio. Screenplay was written by Simon Moore, but included contributions from Josh Whedon. Story The story focuses on the lady, which is Sharon Stone. She is a gunfighter who rides into the frontier town of Redemption, controlled by John Herod, who is Gene Hackman. The lady joins a deadly dueling competition in an attempt to exact revenge for her father's death. Now, this was Russell Crowe's American film debut. The plot features the year 1881, where there is a female gunslinger known only as the Lady arrives in the Old West town of Redemption, encountering blind shoeshine boy and a repulsive escaped convict named Scars, whose proposition she harshly rebuffs. Town is ruled by John Herod, and he is constantly hosting these fast draw single elimination tournaments for anyone brave enough to enter. And there's a sign up at this local saloon, so the rules are explained. Any contestant may challenge any other. No challenge can be refused. Every contestant must fight once per day, and a fight continues until one contestant yields or dies. The lady announces her participation, insisting she is only interested because of the large cash prize. But during the sign-up, Mr. Herod's henchman arrived with Court, who is a preacher recruited for the event and a former member of their gang with exceptional speed and gunfighting skills. He refuses to participate because he has forsworn violence after his conversion. However, Herod's men mock him as a coward and attempt to hang him. The lady saves Court's life by shooting through the rope, but he grimly remarks that it might have been better if she'd have just let him die. She then spends a drunken night with the kid, Leonardo DiCaprio, a brash young man who runs a gun store and is hoping to impress Herod. Believing him to be his father, the kid wants to earn his respect by entering and winning the competition. And there's quite a few rounds, and of course there's a lot of things that are shot and people are killed and, fun stuff like that. But they do determine that Court, they buy him a rusty old gun. And since he doesn't have any money, Herod also tells him he can only have one bullet at a time. And that's to prevent him from shooting his way out of the town. Even though he has renounced violence, his muscle memory saves his life more than once. They have a first round, and then during a second round, Herod realizes he meets this guy named Clay Cantrell, who's a professional gunfighter, and he has been hired by the townspeople to kill Herod. So before they duel, because Cantrell has challenged him, he changes the rules and proclaims that all contests are now to the death. So he kills Cantrell, and then he addresses the crowd, basically telling him that he's going to raise their taxes on them until they learn to respect his absolute authority. Now, during the evening, there is a young girl, and this young girl is featured with the lady, doing things for the lady, talking to her. And one of the henchmen drags her upstairs, rapes her. The lady sees this, so she faces off with him after he raped the saloon owner's young daughter, shoots him in the genitals, but spares his life so that he can return to life whatever. However, Dread comes back to the bar, ambushes her, and she is forced to kill him. The next day, Court is slated to face the Native American Spotted Horse, who claims he cannot be killed by a bullet. The lady, still upset over killing Dread the night before, leaves town. But Court outdraws Spotted Horse, but he doesn't kill him. So then he is forced to plead for another bullet. So he does finally get another bullet. The blind kid finds him a bullet, throws it to him, and he does kill that Native American. And then the next scene is you see the lady next to a cemetery, and she is met by Doc Wallace, who tells her that he recognizes her and knows why she's there. So you see some flashbacks into the lady's past. You find out her real name is Ellen, and her father used to be the marshal in Redemption until Herod invaded and killed all the deputies and had him strung up. I'm not going to tell you why Helen becomes a gunslinger. You're going to have to watch the movie for that. But this movie was one of those where it's sort of kind of slapstick and kind of bizarre. But that's Sam Raimi, right? So, in the end, Court and Ellen are determined to face off. Now, Court begs her to kill him, draws and fires at her. She is hit, and the doctor declares that she is dead. So Court wants to fight Herod immediately, but settles for the dawn of the next day. And somebody wins. Might be surprising to find out who wins. The cast, quite a few people were in the cast. It was a great movie. Hackman doesn't disappoint in his portrayal of Herod. He does portray an evil fellow very well. Now, this movie was released February 10, 1995. It was a Sony picture, and it's about 108 minutes. The budget was $35 million. The box office sales for it were $18.6 $17.6 million in the US, $28 million in Europe. So it grossed a total of $46.6 million. So they didn't make a lot of money on this, but they did make some money off of it. And what was I working on? Of course I was working on the red, white, and blue. I have had a couple of people ask me how many stitches I started with on this. I used a J hook. I cast on 132 stitches, and then I began doing the sedge stitch. Around the border, I am placing 2 rows of front post, back post. And I had it finished last night, but I had to rip the sucker out because I was doing it completely wrong. So, that's it for Movie and a Stitch. I haven't determined what I'm going to do for our movie, but I am currently looking for something. If you have any suggestions, please leave them down below. I will see you again soon, and everybody remember, be kind to one another. It's in the Bible. It is. Bye.